Kansas City, Kansas City. Our thoughts and prayers go out to them, as you all may very well be acquainted with the news that came out today about the shooting that took place at Kansas City during a Super Bowl celebration parade that resulted in one dead and 22 that are injured. Again, curious to see what the news has to say about this, and also any salient points that they may provide about the shooter and some of the incidents that may have led up to this point. So we'll go ahead and tune in now to that.
Breaking news from the Chiefs Super Bowl parade in Kansas City, where police say one person is dead after a shooting incident west of Union Station. This was the venue for the victory parade this afternoon. Kansas City police said they have 2 suspects in custody. Police estimating that 10 to 15 people had been transported to hospitals. And Chiefs trainer Rick Burkholder said the team was on buses returning to Arrowhead Stadium when the shooting occurred. Here now, Mayor Quentin Lucas and Police Chief Stacy Graves.
Police Chief Graves will give details on the incident that happened earlier today. A few things that I want to make sure we note at the outset. First, today, we had 600 Kansas City, Missouri Police Department officers, 250 from outside agencies. We went out today, like everyone in Kansas City, looking to have a celebration. That celebration was marred by a shooting today. And we recognize that there are some who are injured. We are praying for the safety of everyone. I've talked to
So, important thing to note here is that you had 850 law enforcement officers that were at this venue, and this still happened, right? So again, this is if you're able to conceal carry, I believe you can in Missouri. You might want to start considering some of that. If you can go out into a public venue with that. Because people are crazy. People have lost their minds. And, this happened with 800 plus police officers that were at the event. So again, let that sink in. Law enforcement can't be everywhere. And again, there are, events that take place that will prevent, law enforcement to reacting swiftly, depending on where the shooter's at. But again, just let that sink in. 850 law enforcement officers, and this still happened, right? So that's something to think about.
To a few different folks so far. One, we have spoken to the Kansas City Chiefs, who made clear that their prayers are with everyone who was at the parade today, everyone in Kansas City, and everyone who was touched by this incident. They also noted that their players, coaches, and staff are all accounted for at this point and safe. We, however, know that this is a fluid situation, so all that we are sharing now may change as the hours go ahead. We've also received a call from the White House that offered all federal assistance in the investigation. We had federal agencies present today. We appreciate that, and certainly in the days ahead and the hours ahead, we will make sure we continue to do this work. I will say personally, first, a thank you to the women and men of law enforcement, to the women and men who work with the Kansas City Fire Department and our other agencies. When the shooting started, I, like many others, ran for safety. I saw a number of agencies, including the Kansas City Police Department, officers with guns drawn who were running towards danger. We thank them for that. As I was leaving the scene, I saw members of our Kansas City Fire Department administering aid to folks who were seriously injured without concern for the shootings and the challenges that were near them. This is absolutely a tragedy, the likes of which we would have never expected in Kansas City, and the likes of which we will remember for some time. However, I want to say thank you to those who are making sure that we are safe today, those who are investigating this incident, and those who will continue to make sure that those who committed these acts today are brought to justice. We'll come back for some questions at the end of the Chief's comments, but now the Police Chief, Stacy Graves.
Chief Stacy Graves, Kansas City, Missouri Police Department. At the conclusion of the Chiefs rally today, there were shots fired on the west side of Union Station. Immediately, officers responded to the area, took 2 people into custody, and also immediately rendered life-sustaining aid to those victims. status of victims. But like I said, we know that one of the victims is deceased. We also know that officers ran towards danger. Officers were there to keep everyone safe.
So what also happened here is that the shooter was apprehended by members of the crowd. So somebody that was brave enough, decided to step up and risk their life to, immobilize a shooter, so he could be apprehended by law enforcement. So that's a very brave person there. And again, it's just tragic.
I'm angry at what happened today. The people who came to this celebration should expect a safe environment. We had over 800 law enforcement officers, Kansas City and other agencies, at the location to keep everyone safe. Because of bad actors, which were very few, this tragedy occurred, even in the presence of uniformed law enforcement officers who, again, ran towards them and took them into custody. To the people who were injured in this tragedy, our hearts go out to you and your families. This investigation is just beginning, and we are working safely to clear all surrounding areas and businesses. This is still an active investigation. We will continue to keep you updated. We will keep you updated on Twitter and most likely a follow-up press availability.
Once again, people, if you can legally conceal carry or carry within your state, it is, something worth looking into, especially if you're going to be attending, a lot of these public events that are taking place around the country. Ironically, when the Denver Nuggets won their NBA championship, again, something similar happened at their parade. I believe it was last year. So again, this is really establishing a pattern of behavior that at these celebrations for a lot of these teams, that you have an active shooter that that takes place, or active shooting event that happens during one of these events. So again, people, stay safe, be alert, be vigilant, be aware, and at all times just be aware of your surroundings. Again, that's all I have for today, people. Click a like and subscribe for the algorithm. And again, thank you so much.